Hello and welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of our career mode with Solihull Moors. Last time you were with us, we had just drawn 2-2 with Aldershot. Today on the episode, we're away at Dover and at home to Ebbsfleet. As you can see from the table, Dover are behind us in the league. We have been in excellent form, picking up some great results for a team that's supposed to finish down the bottom. And Ebbsfleet at home, which is going to be a middle of the table clash. They're sitting up there in 13th, but only 5 points ahead of us. Having a look at the form that we've been in, you were last here with Aldershot. We then got a 1-0 win at Chester. We got battered in this game. We were by no means the better side in this game, and but a 1-0 lead at half time. Managed to see it through to the end. I don't know how, considering our defence has not been the best this season. We've managed to hang on and get the 3 points against a great Chester side. We then unfortunately lost 2 in a row. Form caught up with us. 5-1 against Maxfield. I think this was a result that was in the offing right from the beginning. You'd seen how poor our defence was against Tranmere earlier in the season. I think it caught up with us, and we let in the right number there. They deserved the win. The 3-2 against Woking was a bit more challenging, a bit more even. I don't think it was that far wrong. We were 2-0 down, pulled it back to 2-2, and then a last minute or late winner for Woking unfortunately sent all the points back with them. We then destroyed Bromley. I don't know what happened here. We did make a couple of tactical changes for this game, just moved a couple of positions around. We went back to 2 central defenders rather than defensive centre-backs, and we put both of our full-backs. We'd been messing around with inverted full-backs and all sorts where players wanted to play, and in the end I settled on going back as full-backs. Nice and simple football, and everything clicked, and we scored 7 wonderful goals. The goals coming from there, both Afalan and Babos getting goals. Carter got 2 penalties, and we were just awesome in that game. We then lost 2-1 to Dagenham and Redbridge. Again, we 2-1. We got a late one back, but we looked good. And Dagenham and Redbridge, they're a decent side. They're doing well in the competition. They're up in 7th. But so today is I want to say it's an important game because, again, we're only 3 points ahead of relegation zone. We're expected to finish around 21st, 22nd, but there's a lot of teams between us and 21st now. So, it's not the be-all and end-all, but if we can get a win against Dover particularly, although it's away from home, I think it's away from home, am I right? Yeah, although it's away from home, one win in these 2 games is very useful. If we can get a point a game from here, we're going to be fine. So with that in mind, going on to the team I've picked for today, it's looking very similar, but Billy O'Brien, a back 4 of Green, St Ledger, Kellier and Lee. Lee has been out, and we've been playing Flanagan, and he's actually, you know what, I'm going to change that. Flanagan has been the better player for us this season, so he's going to play today. Che Tilt played with injury last game and played well, so he keeps his place. He's now fully fit. Carval and Carter. Carter returns, although since he scored the 2 goals, he had a couple of red cards. So watching him and watching him pick up yellows is something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Phillips has been a mainstay throughout the team, and Afalin starts up front along with Babos, who is back from his international duty. Both of those have got 9 goals apiece this season. That's a wonderful striking partnership. On the bench is Truman, Collian Liberd, Coyle, Benbow and Leahy. Let's get in the game. We are playing counter-attack today. It's away from home. Whether that's the right option, I don't know. We're going to find out, aren't we? But it's what I've been doing in the last couple of games. And it seems to be working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and we've picked up some great results. One thing I want to say thank you to Tony Cole, who has commented on one of my videos, linking me to a few places where I can look to put a webcam in. After doing a bit of research, looking at a few videos, I can see that the software I'm using doesn't allow for webcam to be put on. But not to fear, I am going to be looking to bring in new software. I've downloaded a few new softwares. I'm going to fiddle around with them at the weekend, and hopefully by next week you should be able to see my face on the screen. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. That's up for you to decide. But you will be able to see me. You'll be able to see my reactions as the goals go in, hopefully good ones rather than negatives. But yeah, I'll have a little play at the weekend. I've got some spare time. I can fiddle around with it and make. I've never edited videos prior to this week. I've never used a webcam prior to this week. I've never recorded game footage prior to this week. So it's a whole new learning experience for me. And oh, it's 1-0. I'm still learning. I'm still getting used to this. Your comments are always much appreciated. As I say, that's how I learned, interacting with you guys. So do let me know if you're a genius with this stuff, if you can give me any help, as always expected. But I'm going to play around with it this weekend. Hopefully, all being well, you'll be able to see me come probably Monday. I never really set out a schedule of how many episodes I'm going to try and get on these games. I think to start with, because I'm quite new and it's going to take me a while to get used to it, I want to make sure the videos are looking good, not just thrown together and lots of them. I'm going to try and do one a day. I think that's probably a good element. I'm going to try and get it out around 7, 8 o'clock at night. I might try and get it in earlier. I might try and do some and just release them a bit earlier. But I work full time, so it's quite difficult for me to. And we've scored. Afolayan, that's his 10th now for us this season, and Tilt again with an assist. He's looking like the signing of the season for me. Sorry, I skipped the replays. Force of habit. I've always skipped replays because I usually pay attention the first time. So if you weren't paying attention, then you missed a good goal. You of course have got the ability to rewind on your YouTube videos, which I don't. But I saw it go in. It was a good goal. It was a nice header, and we're at 1-1. But I was going to wonder how long we were going to stay that way. So yeah, I'm going to try and get one out a day, just for you to keep up with the series. That way we can keep a decent pace, and you can see where you can see the progression and hopefully buy into what we're trying to do here. Do feel free to comment. You know, if you don't like our tactics, I fiddle around with tactics quite a bit. If you want to see some new players, let me know. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. It's, you know, I've been delighted with the reception we've already had on the first few videos. You know, considering these are the first videos I've ever produced, I'm quite happy to see a few people have subscribed already. A few people have liked. It's all, you know, it makes me feel good. You know, I'm not at the point. You know, people say YouTubers make money. I'm doing this for fun. And if, you know, when I see somebody's liked or even just watched my videos, it really gives me a little buzz. So keep doing it. Keep pressing like buttons. Much appreciated. I'm quite happy with how we're going today, as long as this doesn't go in. Oh, good, it doesn't go in. You know, they've had more shots, but we're keeping them generally to longer shots. Only 6 on target. We've had 6 on target, you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Maybe, you know, we should try and go to standard. Maybe we're sitting back too deep. Let's go up to standard. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, so Leigh's performances, you probably saw a couple of them. He was at fault for a couple of the goals against Tranmere in particular. But since then, particularly against, is it Maidstone or was it Morecambe? The one we lost 5-1 on, I just showed it you. I can't quite remember. He was at fault for about 3 of those. He really was. And he was just giving the ball away or lumping the ball into a back of people. His passing was non-existent. Which for a fullback is very important. Tilt here can cross it, and Afolayan is turning up, and we are 2-1 up. 80th minute. His passing was awful, and so I made the decision that, you know, it wasn't working with him. He didn't know he couldn't play the position, so and he picked up a little knock, not enough for an injury, but a little knock, and so I thought I'd try somebody else in there. And Flanagan, you know, he's done well. He's done well. He's getting an average of 8.4. Sorry, 6.8, and you know, if you're generally performing around a 6 point something, I'm usually very happy. We might get a win today. I said I wanted a 1 win from this episode, and we look like we might be getting it. This would be excellent. By the way, I've just seen that Morecambe are now 6-2 up against Aldershot in the top. I mean, I think we came up against a good side, and we've won. Excellent. That's a really, really good result, guys. I'm delighted with that. We then have to go on now to play Ebbsfleet, who are in 12th place, just 3 points ahead of us. They must have won as well. Let's have a look. Should be on here. Oh no, they drew. Oh, of course, there were 5 points. Yeah, they drew with Halifax, who beat us just early on in the season. I'll skip forward now to that game, and I'll see you in a second. Hello, we're back again, but as you'll notice from the top of the screen, we are not playing Ebbsfleet. I had a message as I stopped the recording, saying that Ebbsfleet, and this is slightly worrying, Ebbsfleet, the game has been postponed due to Ebbsfleet having a number of internationals that would be away during the game. So that's good news. We get to play them later on. We got them after this game, and they're going to have internationals in the squad. That's filled me with plenty of confidence. A couple of points I'd like to make. So instead, you're playing Altrincham, who in the English FA Cup 4th qualifying round. This is to get into the first round proper, which for a small club like us would financially really, really be helpful. And as I'm going to show you the finances now, we're almost £100,000 in debt. When I came in, we were about there. We had about £7,000 in the account, and we've lost about £100,000 in the time. I have to take some responsibility. I'm only £500 over my wage budget, but I am over my wage budget. Take that as you like. Meaning now we have a problem in that we need some money. To be honest, actually most of it's being spent on the scouting budget. I've spent quite a lot of money scouting, trying to find players, trying to find the right players, and so a run in the FA Cup is really, really required. The other point I wanted to make is Sean St. Ledger. I told you before in one of the earlier episodes that he was our best player by a long way. I just want to point out how good he is. All my staff are telling me to sign him to a new contract. He's a 5-star player. And yes, he's 32, but 5 stars. And when I tried to sign him to a new contract, he said no. And I thought, oh, I wonder just how good he is. Looked at his report. He's a decent League One player. This guy's playing almost 2 divisions. In fact, yeah, 2 divisions below where he should be playing. I think it's fair to say he's one of our best players. And you can see, I mean, Daly and Kettle are just miles behind, which is not ideal. So we're going to lose him at the end of the season, almost guaranteed. And we're going to have to find some way of replacing him. That's a challenge for another day. Though today we are in the FA Cup 4th round. The team I'm playing is exactly the same team that I sent out last week. The same tactics. Actually, I'm going to change that. We're going to go standard because we're playing Altrincham, who are not in the game at all. They got relegated from the Vanarama North last year, so they are a non-league team, semi-professional. They can be harder. They can be harder because the football manager gives them regens and total regens, as in there are no pitches, as you'll notice. But they then have a variety of statistics, and there's occasionally a gem in amongst them that if you use player search and disable attribute masking and that sort of thing, you might find some really good players to come and play for you. But particularly in this Vanarama North and South. That occasionally makes them difficult. Certainly in earlier versions of Football Manager, I used to have difficulty against. I'd rather have a team in the north or south because I knew what I was getting. I was getting a team that was programmed to be worse than me. But this slot, you didn't know what you were getting. It was like landing a lottery, so it can be difficult. Hopefully, though, we've got too much for them today. And Balbus is in. He's hit the post and won a corner. But straight away, the possession, the number of shots say that we should be winning this. Phillips, and it's 1-0, 12 minutes in. Ignore everything I've said so far. It's a load of rubbish. We are 1-0 up. We are going to be the better team, hopefully, today. It was a bit of a pinball inside the box, wasn't it? But nobody could get the pass to where they wanted it. In the end, Babos slid in Phillips. And that's when they'll see my mouse is going straight to the skip button. It's just force of habit. I've always done it. I was paying attention. Hopefully you're all paying attention too. And I can. And that's a penalty. And what's the assistant doing? Oh, he's just running straight across the pitch. That's very poor etiquette. But Carter steps up and put it in. And there he goes. He's back across the thing. That's not good. That's not a good thing for an assistant to do. He should make his way to the corner flag, wait for all the protests to die down, and then walk slowly towards the edge of the penalty box. Cutting across like that, you're inviting players to come towards you. As I mentioned in an earlier episode, I am a football referee, and so that really gets my goat up. Actually, games in general, that's a good effort. Games in general that get the referees wrong really annoy me, and people just don't notice them. One of the earlier football managers, one of the first ones with 3D, used to have the linesman pointing with his flag over his head, but with the wrong arm. We should have scored. And that used to drive me nuts. That really used to drive me nuts. Ooh. Well, we're on top, and 2-0 is a nice cushion. So, but they always say it's the most dangerous score in football. We'd like to get to the FA Cup first round, start playing some Football League teams, maybe get a nice big away trip to somewhere like Coventry or Portsmouth or something. I suppose Warsaw would be quite a close one for us, being Solihull, and Afalan, just over the bar. Those would be the teams that I think would probably make the biggest crowd, and that's been coming. Set pieces have not been good. They've had a couple of clear-cut chances now, and a goal just before half-time. That changes my team talk a bit. If I did team talks, that were. I'm not happy the way they've come back into this. When it first started, we looked like we were going to boss it. It looked like it was going to be quite simple. So we're going to go back to counter. No injuries to speak of as yet. Let's just see how it goes for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Not a lot happening. It's a tense one, this, because one goal for them, which we might have here, changes everything. Because suddenly they've got all the momentum, they're 2-2, they've got the goals back, momentum's with them. It's nice having 4 subs again. Right, 2 changes. Having 7 subs, we don't get that in the league. So having 7 subs is really a novelty for us. We've got a big squad if you include the youngsters, but this could be a goal. They've hit the post. See, this is what I mean. These teams, you can't take them for granted. They're good teams, and we've given away a penalty. We've given away a penalty. What we don't want is a replay. Do you have replays in qualifying? I'm sure you do. The keeper just sidestepped to the right, didn't even dive. I mean, that's what you call commitment there from your goalkeeper. I don't think you can blame him for that. Right. Let's go back to standard. We need a goal now. And here we are. This is our chance. Old. Hoofs that, but it's gone to them, and they've got numbers coming forward. Home. Oh, home. I used to have home. Was it last season? It might have been last season. I had home playing for me in the north or south. If it's the home, I think it is. Actually, no, it wouldn't be because it's a regen. Oh, what's Coyle doing? He's just come on the pitch and he's made a mistake, and it's all over. Is that it? Yes, that's it. We've got a replay. I don't know whether you want to see the replay. I think probably not. I think looking at the schedule, it's our next game. So I'm going to play that one offline. I think next games, Ebbsfleet's being rearranged again. So shall we show you Ebbsfleet and Sutton? 2 home games. We're going to have 2 home games in the next episode. In the end, another decent episode. We got 3 points against Dover. Disappointed to let a 2-goal lead slip against Altrincham. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe I should have gone defensive. Maybe I shouldn't have gone counter. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you tomorrow.